Darrell, first of all, just wanted to talk to you about what you thought of both Tuesday and now going into Saturday. Some of the selection headaches you might have, because you've got a full squad now of people who could easily come in.
Yeah, no, that's promising. Driving of the training is important. The intensity of the training is important by the whole group. Competition places is good. The sleepless nights as a manager trying to pick a team is good for me, to be honest with you. That's where I want to be at, and everybody's chomping at the bit to want to play, because I have played with players before or managed players before, shall I say, that pretend they want to be out there but don't do the training, the work rate, the effort, and the commitment to want to play on a Saturday. So these bunch of boys do things right, very professional about the work. So and the competition for places is good.
I suppose it's about getting the balance of the team right as well, because you might have players who played well, but given the opposition, you might need to pick something different. Is that hard from a manager's point of view to do that?
It is, yeah, it is. And like you said, the balance is very important within the team selection. A lot of things go into my thought process of that, and I don't always get it right, to be honest with you. I don't think there's any manager up and down the country that always gets it right. So, but what's pleasing for me is that they're all ready and they're ready to go.
Getting Tom Conlon and James Gibbons back out there, giving them some minutes as well, that's important as well, not only for the depth but also for the extra quality that they bring.
It is, and we're going to arrange a couple of games this month to make sure that we're getting those match minutes into the lads that aren't playing, so that they're not coming in cold when they do get opportunities. We're going to make sure that we're on top of that by organising the games that I organise in between. We Saturday for I think it's for the rest of September in the league campaign. So we've got opportunities to fit in a couple of reserve games against league opposition, and that'll boost the minutes for the likes of Gibbo and players that need those minutes that aren't getting the 90 minutes on a Saturday at 3 o'clock.
From a manager's point of view, I suppose you need to know when you turn to the bench, you're going to bring someone on, that they're not at 50 or 60%, they're going to be at 80 or 90%.
Yeah, we do a lot of work to make sure that the training's and the data and the high speed running and what they need to be hitting, to make sure that we're trying to limit as well the pulls. We had a lot of muscle tears and injuries last season, so we're doing our best to nullify that. Yogas, ice baths. We've got a membership at the M Club where the lads can go to the pool, which we're very thankful of. And just adding all those little bits and pieces that can hopefully prevent players spending too much on the treatment table from the injuries, from pulled muscles. Can't do anything about contact injuries, that's part and parcel of the game, but we can do our best to limit that. And you do that by arranging reserve games, you do that by getting your training plan right to make sure that they're hitting their high speed numbers in training.
Just to look in reflection of the transfer window, not just at the end of it, but as a whole, and what you did over the summer, what have you perhaps now learned about the squad as opposed to when you first brought them in from the first few games?
I think, Phil, you're still going to be learning. I'm still going to be learning. You learn from players in adversity. You learn from players that when they're playing well, and hopefully to keep that consistency. So you're going to be learning constantly for a period of time, and that's why it's the right time now to settle it down. We might be adding one more that was out of contract, just to give us a different defensive option and a bit of competition for places. But other than that, it's going to be settled right down. We're going to be working with this group of players, and this group of players have a real good opportunity to move this club forward. All 24 of them, if I make that final edition. So and that's what it'll need to do. Maybe one or two tweaks in January, maybe one or two tweaks not needed, because we're bedding in players, and I believe in consistency in that. I think you've got to give time for players to come out a bit of a bad form, find the feet at other clubs. Even in the top league in the world, in the Premier League, some players take a little bit longer to find the feet at clubs, and they're going to get as much support and coaching and work from myself and my coaching team to make them better players, and hopefully make us a better team.
When you look at free agents now, as they are at this time of year, what do you tend to look for in somebody? Is it fitness or games they've played or the level that they've played at? How do you go about assessing a free agent at this stage?
I mean, the free agent we're potentially going to sign, I don't want to say anything until the ink's dry, to be honest with you. He's been with us for a few weeks now, so it's not going to come out of the blue, to be honest with you. So we've had him for a while in the building. and so his fitness levels are very, very good, which you don't get sometimes without contract players if they've not been at a club and not been playing and training. So hopefully that doesn't affect us, to be honest with you. So it'll be pleasing to get it over the line, but we'll see.
In terms of the weekend then, international weekend, so there's a bit more of a spotlight on League Two. You've bloodied the nose of the league leaders last week, so more people will probably be watching what you do this weekend.
Yeah, no, I was disappointed not to make Southgate's squad, but I think he understands I'm a busy man at the minute, and I'm sure he realises I haven't retired from international football, and I'm hopefully still in his thoughts, but
I didn't know you'd retired.
I have to get back to my work now, Phil, to be honest with you, so I've just knuckled down. I've took that disappointment on the chin, and here we are now, ready for league games.
In terms of Rochdale then, what are you kind of expecting from them then? A relegated team, I know that doesn't make too much difference, but they are a team that started reasonably well. What are you expecting from them? I
think they're a very good team, and we're certainly not a team we're going to take lightly. I think they play some terrific football. I think Robbie's coached at some top clubs, and I think they're going to be a dangerous outfit. We have to be at our best to take maximum points Saturday, and we certainly will be looking to do that, but while respecting the opposition as well. But we want to get on the front foot at home. We want to get our own fans behind us, so we're looking forward to the game.
That'll be.
Darrell, obviously you sometimes have to be ruthless, and you can't allow sentiment to cloud your decision when you pick a team, but sometimes you just might, when there are players playing maybe above the level. Is that difficult? Because you've already said you've got selection headaches, you have maybe sleepless nights, but you've got to be ruthless. You can't allow sentiment to creep in, can you?
Sentiment's round the corner picking the up, George, isn't it? Do you know? So, no, I mean, joking aside, it's never easy. You've got to pick 11 players and you've got to pick a bench, and there'll be a few not involved at all. But managing that has to be spot on. You know, like I stressed all along to the players in the group, it's not about one individual, this football club. It's about the group, the squad of players, the group of staff, the supporters, the owners, all coming together as one. And we've got that united front, I feel, in the changing rooms. Yes, there'll be disappointment, but as you said there, sentiment has to go out. I have to keep my mindset as in I need to pick a team, 11 and subs, or game changers I like to call them, ready to come on and to pick up 3 points against Rochdale.
Because that's always going to be the factor, isn't it, really? You could get a player who's been outstanding performance over 90 minutes, but because of the opposition, which you're going to look at, you may decide you might have to take him out of the equation.
Yeah, no, everything comes into place. So we're on the back end of a very good performance at Forest Green, and I thought to say we've got players playing in the team that haven't had many minutes this season, a very promising performance at Bolton in the trophy. Okay, so when that's been the case, you have to have a look at loads of things, but you also have to look at what's the best starting 11 to win this game, and that's my clear mindset, to be honest with you. Like I say, sentiment has to go out. Professionalism has to take over, and you have to make those tough decisions as a manager, and hopefully I get more right than I do wrong. Otherwise the bags are packed on one way I am, George, aren't I?
Because the thing is, Darrell, when a player's got the shirt, is your attitude is you've got the shirt, keep it. Is that one of the things that goes through your mind if you're telling a player, you're having a private chat with him?
Not always, no, because if I feel there's a weakness in the opposition that a different specific player is going to hurt the opposition in a way that I feel doesn't necessarily mean the other player that played well last week is going to play. That's where the sentiment has to come out of it. You have to make the decisions that you think are right for the next particular 11, and that's where I make my decisions. We look at it, we do a lot of detail analysis on the opposition, the strengths, the weaknesses, and I work a training plan off that over the week. I make my decisions pretty early of the shape and the personnel that we're potentially going to be playing, and we work that, and you have to be consistent with that, because otherwise you end up leaving it all week, picking your team on a Saturday, chucking it together, and I can't sleep on a Friday night if I know that my lads haven't been well prepped and prepared on everything about the opposition.
So you're not one of these managers that go same again then, just because of the performance, and a lot of people will look at last week's performance and think same again. You're not like that.
No, but there is a case for that. I think last season you have a look at it. You know, for me, I believe I had 13, 14 good players to pick from when I come into the club last season. I don't think too many give me a selection headache, and certainly after the first 7 games, the run of form was pretty consistent. So I like consistency in my team selection, but also there will be sometimes 1 or 2 tweaks what I think are necessary to fit the next game.
Finally, of course, you've said Rochdale have come down. That'll be a force. Good win in midweek as well in the Papa John Trophy as well for them, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, I've been impressed the games I've watched back of them. They've a very good possession-based team that can hurt you, and I think someone showed me a table the other day. They were second in the table on expected goals, and we were top. So, I mean, what that tells you is stats can tell you a lot of things, but I'm just saying that, you know, they're a very good attacking outfit and that create chances.